that kind of thing. So that is another one, and that, as I said, is your middle page layout. Now, if we go to our 6, 7, this has just got a lot of photos at this point. So we got the girl gazing, of course. And this is yet to have the panels themselves drawn in, but they do exist. Just haven't placed them yet. And this is the sequence of your train jumping. And we'll just move that one on top of that so we can see it better. And just kind of slide it over here. And we'll probably do some sort of blur composite down to one where you're actually standing right on the pavement, and kind of an action shot of you, and probably sequence that similar to, squares kind of in this area here. There we go. So, squares like that, and then another one down here and another one down here sort of thing. So we'll get rid of that because I don't really need that. If I didn't have a microphone in one hand, this would be a lot easier to do. But alas, my wireless headset is not working. So that was one of you and Dane. And I think in the end that was the photo that we ended up using on the first page, and the same thing with this photo of Chris. And Chicky and Ron, and you and Ron. And we use that on the first page. And we looked at that one for sure. And that's Ron's studio shot. He has a few good of those. For some reason, he's strangely photogenic. It's a really good one of you I found in the studio, I thought, but because they're lower resolution files, I have to use them in this smaller format. And again, that's where how that paneling comes into play. So we can use as many of these cool photos as we can and not blow them out or reject them because we can't use them for print. So there's another one of you jamming out in the studio, and that's that reflection shot, that bigger reflection shot that I was thinking about using on the front page. I just really like this reflection of Dave here through the glass, and seeing the soundboard and things, and still Ron through the glass. So it's got some nice muted colors, which I think will work well for adding those darker text boxes over top. So we'll close that one down. And we're back. That's your train waving. In the first picture, of course, you don't see the actual train go by, but we can always add that if we have to. And this is just you guys underneath the high level bridge. I think we used that one already. And what else we got here? There's a big one, as I said, this one hasn't had quite the amount of adjustments to get rid of those water spots that I talked of in the other Tabletop Girls, but you got a big old crowd here, and I'd love to use this one. And it's black and white now, so my abilities to do some of the revisions are quite simple as well. And I'd like to use that one as well in a kind of similar format to what we were doing in the first couple of pages, by smaller panels and having a larger main photo in the background that we can use. And of course, this is you guys on the steps, but we saw that one already. And these are some of the untouched ones that I haven't applied the filters to. I did a little bit of playing with that one, and I like to use you and Jason, so I think that's a cool picture. There you are, Big Valley, with your big screen, Sugarland in the back there. That's one of those come see, come saw, maybe so-so pictures. More of your Tabletop Girls. And just a candid shot of you smiling. Good lighting on you that time. And you and Cindy, I believe, and of course, Beer, 'cause it's Big Valley. And Ron acting like Ron. And you rocking out black and white style. So there's that. And I am going to open one more thing to show you kind of the front. I'm not sure I'm going to stick with it at this point, but it kind of has a couple of cool things I like, particularly the photo on the back page that I'll be overlaying all the song tracks with. So we'll open that guy up there, and I'll grab my hand tool again. And these were just some things that I did with that beer bottle that I was talking about in one of the logos, and just kind of warped it around. I didn't make time to make the label, but kind of wanted it to stand out a bit, and then just did some messing around with some shapes here to kind of give it a feel to it. Even though I think some changes will end up being made to it, so it's got some continuity with the rest of the layout. And fix that reflection up, because it was just a quick little play thing just to see, and I just kind of have the layer on. And this is the cool shot that I really like, and I'm just gonna turn off everything we don't need to get a better look at that. And we'll keep scrolling up here, and we'll move that logo. And as you can see, we'll size that down. And as I said, I'm working with just a mouse today, or a tablet rather, so it's a little bit slower. So yeah, this is a nice shot of mine here of the Edmonton skyline. It was a kind of a dusk shot, but it looked kind of gross and muddy, so did some work on it. There's a couple little areas that I want to touch up, but you get the riverboat in there, and a really nice kind of cloud set and sunset right through the river valley, and not your typical Edmonton skyline view too, so you kind of get it kind of from the side, which I kind of like, and its dark background really allows for us to use some white text and some bolder things that will stand out against that background. And when we do the tracks, it'll probably be blocked off similar to how we've done the lettering within the booklet, and as far as the graphic novel comic book style. So that was the one quick thing that I wanted to show you while we were still in Photoshop. So basically what I'm going to do real quick here is hopefully have this in my recent applications, which I don't. So we're gonna pull it up, and I'm just using it to kind of give me some ideas as far as the paneling to make life a little bit easier, kind of gives you a better idea. So just do that and just kind of open a basic template here. And I use a variety of these programs all together, so that's why there's all the jumping around and